Hey guys, so I've been thinking recently why you should never buy a cheap or mid-range Samsung device, and I've been thinking to make a video on it here, particularly as I have been having some issues with my J5 Pro, which I recently bought. We did do a water test on the phone, and it did have some issues, but I think really it illustrates how Samsung's fallen behind when it comes to the lower end phones and also the mid-range kind of phones in terms of software support. So I have tried pretty much everything with this phone. I've tried putting it in the rice. I've tried putting it on the Chotec. Chotec can usually boot up anything, but no, it's dead as a dodo. You can see no life from the phone whatsoever, which is bizarre because the old J3 I think was also waterproof. It did have an issue at first, but then it came back from the dead. So I'm pretty gutted that this is pretty much a paperweight now. And it illustrates to me how Samsung's falling behind, because if you look at the competition here, we do have, for example, Xiaomi. This phone costs like about €100. It's the 4X. I have been having some fun with it, as you can see, but I actually deleted the video file, so it was a durability test. It didn't fare too well on the back, but in terms of the water test, you can see no issues whatsoever. Like a couple of weeks on here, it still works absolutely fantastic, and is still very usable. And this phone is cheaper than the latest like J series from Samsung. Another thing which is really annoying as well is the A series phones. So we do have the A5, the A3, and Papa Bear here, the A7. So what do they all have in common? They're all running like ancient software like Android Marshmallow. Someone did mention that there was a Nugget ROM available for the A series, so I did try and get it on the A3, but it nearly bricked the device, 'cause I think it's like Russian at the moment. So you can see, in terms of the software support here, this is pretty terrible considering how, expensive these phones are. At the end of the day, the A7 wasn't a cheap device here, and you can see if we just go into the software here, they're all running Android 6.0.1, which doesn't come with the latest protection here when it's comes to software. And it illustrates how Samsung's not doing very well when it comes to software support. For example, if we compare with the iPhone SE here, this is another kind of mid-range phone from Apple, and with this one you are getting the latest iOS here. I think it's iOS 10.3.3. You can see we have an update already, which I haven't even downloaded yet. Apple is on the ball when it comes to software support and updates, even for its cheaper phones. So I think Samsung could definitely learn a lot here from Apple. I think we also tested this one in ice as well. We froze it. We also did some fun with the liquids, and you can see it still works immaculately like months on. So pretty disappointed with Samsung's offerings in 2017, in terms of the hardware and software support. Hopefully they'll improve in 2018. They do some amazing phones when it comes to the higher end, like the S8, still among my favourite in terms of the build quality here. But they definitely need to, not focus too much on the high end. Not everyone can afford, $1,000 for a new phone like the Note 8 is going to cost. So they definitely need to, make sure that they're building solid entry-level phones. So yeah, just a little rant video here. Samsung, step up your game. Hopefully, you will. We do want to see some improvement here. And yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.